everybody. This is Inside the TMC family and Faith Howard Mooney, who's VP of Member Engagement from TMC. Really excited to have with me today Rob Nelson, who is the president of Finance Factors. Thanks so much for doing this, Rob.
Hi, Faith. Yeah, thanks for having me on, and thank you for the partnership with TMC.
And we are doing this. He is in like an ideal location, and I'm in a location that's probably getting snow today. So want to just share a little bit. You're a little bit of a different time zone for many of those who are in the network. So just want to share a little bit about Finance Factors and kind of where you are physically.
Yeah, if my Aloha attire is not the giveaway, I'm based in Hawaii, and Finance Factors is a Hawaii mortgage lender that's been serving the community for nearly 70 years now. And we got our start, providing personal loans to working class minorities in the state of Hawaii. And over time, we've really focused our lending on residential mortgages and commercial real estate loans.
And we are excited to have you as part of our TMC family. So today we're just going to run through some really quick questions so people have an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. And with that, we'll start. The first question is, what was your first job you ever had?
Yeah, so my first real job was, I was 16, just had my license, and I was a grocery store cashier in North Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, in Connecticut. Wow.
Yeah, I'm actually from the East Coast originally. I grew up in Connecticut.
Wow, I know right where that is too. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
My mom.
Yeah, it was Stop and Shop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that does sound familiar. My heritage is from the East Coast, around the Boston area, so not too far from there. So.
And I lived in Boston for 10 years, actually. So I went to Boston College for undergrad and ended up living there for another 6 years.
Awesome. Awesome. After how long? So let's just kind of move on from there. How did you get into the industry? How long have you been in this industry?
Yeah, so a few years after my stint as a cashier at a grocery store, I actually became a bank teller at a Fleet Bank, which was a fairly large regional bank in the Northeast that was eventually acquired by Bank of America. So I was still in high school and became a teller just to work over the summer and over kind of like spring break and Christmas break, things like that. And that's really how I got into the industry. And I ended up continuing on as a teller in college when I would come home, over the summer. I just kind of pop into my local branch and pick up where I left off.
Yeah.
And it was a great experience for me. Learning how to, learning financial skills, but also learning how to interact with customers and serving the customer. Not that I planned it this way, but after I graduated from Boston College, I actually ended up rejoining Bank of America in a finance and accounting leadership development program that they have. And I was fortunate to move around in that program. So I ended up moving to Charlotte, North Carolina, where Bank of America is headquartered, and worked in positions in New York City and Boston as well.
Wow, good for you. You've kind of been all over the place. That's fantastic.
Yeah, maybe, and to just answer your question, overall in the industry, about 10 years now. I have worked in some other industries as well. So I've kind of moved around a little bit, but in financial services, about 10.
That's fantastic. Sounds like you just have a really, really great rounded background, which is something people are always looking for. Tell us about the one thing that maybe you wish you knew when you started in the industry that maybe is really clear now, but wasn't clear then that you should have known.
Yeah, I think, as a student, I mean, I'm not bragging, but I was always a pretty good student. I was pretty academically focused. So I was big into having technical skills. I think as I've progressed in my career, I've learned, technical and knowing your craft is obviously very important. I think having good interpersonal skills and really investing the time and building relationships with your teammates and your coworkers is so important to being successful in your career and really just to truly understand your company. So I think I've kind of learned that over time, just how important that is. And after I went to business school and kind of went back into the workforce, I really focused on that much more. And I think for me, it's been rewarding and it's really paid dividends for me.
Yeah. Something that we here obviously appreciate a lot, the networking aspect of the business. There's lots of things to be learned from almost everybody in the industry. You can learn something from. So yeah, those interpersonal skills are really, really super important. You weren't being a mortgage banker, what would you be doing?
Oof. Yeah, in hindsight, I guess I wish I was a Bitcoin investor early on. uh, but I think for me, and one of the things that I really love about this profession is we're helping people in the community, we're helping people with home ownership and building wealth through real estate, and that's I do kind of look at it from a mission-driven standpoint. So if I could do something else, I would love to be like a executive director of a nonprofit. Um, that would be pretty awesome, especially if I could make it work financially for me too. But it's something I really enjoy, doing, being involved in the community.
Yep. That is something that is just awesome. And I think it's on a number of our bucket list. Maybe as you get more to my age, it seems a little bit more easier to do. But yeah, fantastic. So last question. You live in this beautiful place. And obviously, as you've shared, you've lived many other places as well. But of all the places that you've traveled to, what's your favorite? What's been your favorite so far?
Ooh, I mean, I feel like I have to say Hawaii. And but I'll say what I've learned from living here with and my wife's actually from here originally. Um, there's a lot more to the islands than beautiful beaches. So the people here are truly special, truly unique, and it's really fascinating to get to know them better and getting to know the history better. So I really enjoyed that. My wife and I have traveled kind of all over the world. Um, we've been fortunate to be able to do that, and we really love pretty much everywhere we've gone. Honestly, it's we just love traveling and just seeing new things and new places.
Yeah, it's about the adventure of doing it, and I always focus on the people. I don't know why that is, but I think that when you go places, the best thing that you can do is find some good locals that you get to meet and surround yourself completely in the culture that's there. So uh,
Yeah, it might not be coming across on the camera, but I don't have the best tan. I'm not really a beach guy, so I really do enjoy getting to interact with people and
the
doing
food, the
non
people
beach
in the food.
activities. Yeah, yeah, food.
The people in the food always went out for me, I think too.
I love
Um,
me a cold beer as well.
that that especially when you're in a nice warm climate, that is a fantastic thing to do. Well, I
Absolutely.
really appreciate you doing this for us, and appreciate it that you can make it always work on your time schedule since we're a little bit off from each other. We have truly enjoyed your team being within the network and participating and helping others as much as they do, because they have always been very, very willing to help. So thank you for doing this for us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, Faith. I really appreciate it, and again, I really am thankful for being part of the network.
Thanks.